From players embarrassingly celebrating early to a walk-on girl slipping down the stairs, these are some of the most embarrassing moments in darts history. During his first Euro Tour game of 2017, Jeffrey de Graaf began a visit with a dart miles away from the treble 20, with it almost touching the double 5. He then was near the treble 20 before switching to aim at treble 19, which saw him miss outside of the double 19. This is surely one of the worst visits ever seen on a PDC stage.
Friends, Dan.
Well, quite.
Want to be an enemy of Ricky Evans.
I don't think Ricky Evans has enemies. Oh my word. Have you seen a dart miss its intended target?
25.
Well,
I was going to say, by more than that first dart, and then he's followed it up with another one with his third.
At the 2023 Players' Championship Finals, Jermaine Watimena took out a stunning 164 checkout to beat Richard Veenstra in a deciding leg. A great moment, which led him to let out a big celebration. He bent down at the front of the stage to get closer to the crowd, which embarrassingly exposed his backside to the TV camera.
64.
Eerst Watimena. Dat is 1, dat is 2. Oh! Die is podium af. Teleurgesteld van het podium af. Hij stond met 5-1 achter, kwam terug tot 5-5. Maar het is toch de machine gun die zijn geluk niet op kan. En hem met een boven.
Peter Wright won the Masters for the first time in 2020, and during his title defense in 2021, he had a very embarrassing moment. He attempted to go tops from 80 in a game against Johnny Clayton, but ended up missing the target with all 3 of his darts, which is very poor from a top player.
Zum 5-3, die auslässt.
Hat ja auch oft in Interviews erwähnt, muss die Familie ernähren und deswegen war auch der World Cup Sieg so wichtig für ihn. Peter Wright wirft hier 3 Fahrkarten bei 80.
During the 2014 World Match Play final, Michael van Gerwen took out 127 on the bull whilst trailing 11-3 against Phil Taylor. Referee Paul Hinks got very confused and first called out 127 scored, before correcting it to say that van Gerwen had won the leg. This initially confused both players and would have been very embarrassing for the referee.
Michael Nepal, 127.
It's a 20s first, yes, so treble 17. No, but that still leaves the bull.
127 engaged. The 15 play.
Well, a slightly unorthodox game shot call from Paul Hinks. That was the leg, wasn't it, John? That added up to 127 to me. It's a comedy moment.
During a Players' Championship game against Adrian Lewis in 2016, Peter Wright missed double 10 by a mile when attempting an 80 checkout. This was a huge embarrassing miss, and Wright made light of it by walking closer to the board, joking that he was checking if it was in. He went on to miss double 5, but managed to win the game.
With that little swing of the arm. And Wright eyes up 80 to break back again. 2 darts at double 10 for Peter Wright. Well, he's checking if it's in. Comedy moment between Adrian Lewis and Peter Wright. It was nowhere near, and Wright's walked towards the board to pretend it's somewhere close. Now he wants double 5.
John Norman Jr. made his debut in the 2017 World Cup, representing Canada alongside world champion John Part. Celebrating is normal in darts after big shots, but during Canada's game against Hungary, Norman Jr. celebrated ordinary shots, including embarrassingly after hitting a single 9 to leave double 16.
Here's the belief. This is John Norman, and John Part has gone through
140.
Wow. Okay.
Back on the big stage. John Norman Jr., twice World Masters qualifier, Canadian Open semi-finalist last year as well. Switching down the board.
Very, very methodical. Triple 16. 16 for double.
Oh.
Nose just making sure. If in doubt, ask. Good advice.
In the semi-finals of the 2018 North American Darts Championship, John Norman Jr. managed to beat Dawson Marshall in a deciding leg after his young compatriot missed a match dart. John embarrassingly celebrated by screaming in his opponent's face, who was clearly unimpressed with the antics.
Will young Dawson be able to look? He needs the double.
through to the final of the North American Championship. Well, I don't think Dawson wanted a hug. He is absolutely devastated, Dawson Michel. He threw away a 3-0.
Want a chance to win a signed dart display from stars like Luke Littler, Michael Van Gerwen, Luke Humphries, or even a £1,000 cash prize? Watch the full video, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment darts below to enter our giveaway. Nicholson went on a good run at the 2018 Gibraltar Darts Trophy, which saw him face Gerwyn Price in the quarterfinals. When on 58, Paul missed the single 18 and slipped into the 4. That was already embarrassing, but Paul then made it worse by missing the single 14 and drifting into the double 9. That still left double 18, which Paul hit to complete possibly the most embarrassing successful checkout of all time.
For the rest of this game. That's a shocker and he laughs it off. And that, well, he's got a chance here. I mean, he's had 2 poor darts, missing the big number, but the fact that he's fluked it into the double means he's actually got a decent double here, and Paul Nicholson could win a vitally crucial leg in this match and in his career.
Double 18 for the funniest finish of the week. Literally laughable.
When facing Jan Decker in a 2018 Players' Championship event, Adrian Lewis celebrated after thinking he had hit a huge 145 checkout to make it 5-5. However, the two-time world champion had only hit 130, which after the referee called out, left Lewis embarrassed.
To save his skin. Oh, it's just gone into the 10s when he needed treble 15 and he hits the tops anyway.
130.
Oh, he thought it was in.
I thought it was in.
He even said it himself. Adrian thought it was in. I thought he was chucking the tops in for just effect, just to prove that he could. It was clearly in the treble 10, and it's one thing.
When leaving the stage ahead of a 2014 World Match Play game between James Wade and Richie Burnett, walk-on girl Daniela slipped and took a tumble down the stairs in an embarrassing moment. The steps were hard as she was wearing heels, and the embarrassing moment was also picked up from an alternate angle.
That's what James Wade can do, though. He makes games look easy because of his quality of play. He'd never go off the boil to the extent of throwing leads away, and Andy Smith just really didn't play well at all.
Burnett put out the first seat to go out. Oh dear. Hope she's all right. Quick, Danny the walk-on girl slips down the stairs. It's the excitement way.
At the 2014 German Darts Masters, Michael Van Gerwen walked to the stage down some stairs accompanied by a walk-on girl. When coming to the end of the stairs, MVG took a wrong turn in an embarrassing fail, but he managed to style it out by taking some backward steps whilst dancing. When walking on for an exhibition game, bully boy Michael Smith shook a fan's hand. However, the fan was holding a tray with several beers on it, embarrassingly causing him to spill them all due to the fault of the PDC pro, who looked back at the mess. After beating Peter Wright at the 2022 World Grand Prix, Michael Van Gerwen signed the match-used board to give it to a fan. However, whilst signing it, he wasn't looking when he was walking, causing him to embarrassingly trip over the oach. He was helped up by Wayne Mardle and then laughed about the embarrassing moment. In the deciding leg of the deciding match of the 2012 World Cup quarter-final between South Africa and Wales, Devon Peterson miscounted and embarrassingly took out 51 instead of the required 61. This caused him to briefly celebrate before he realized the error. Wales went on to win, making Devon even more embarrassed.
61 voor een halve finale plaats. Mist de boel. 49 over. Een 17 en dubbel 16. Hij verrekent zich.
Dat is een 7.
Hij verrekent zich. Hij verrekent zich.
51.
Hij verrekent zich. Hij staat te juichen op het podium, Peterson. Hij staat te juichen op het podium, Peterson. Hij denkt dat hij dubbel 16 over heeft en gooit hem. Maar hij heeft 42 over. Burnett maakt er gebruik van. Ongelooflijk, wat een anticlimax voor.
On the Euro Tour in 2017, Devon Peterson miscounted in a deciding leg against Ian White. This caused him to embarrassingly celebrate thinking he'd won the game, despite the fact he'd hit 16 when requiring 32. White went on to win on double one, leaving Peterson very embarrassed again.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he hits this, I'm going to go and rub his head for luck.
Double 16 for Devon Peterson. Double 12 now. Devon Peterson
16.
has miscounted. We spoke about his miscount before. He had 32 left. He's done the same thing he did in the World Cup that we spoke about before here. He had 32 left. He went for double 8. Hit 8. He thought he was on double 4. Hit 4. And then he's hit the double 2. Roared as if he's won the match, and he hasn't. He's miscounted at the crucial time, and White wants the madhouse for a mad end to this match. Double 1 for Ian White. He gets it.
And a match.
And can you believe that?
Well, that was unbelievable. Second time in his career he's done it. Both on the stage, both at crucial times.
For more darts videos, click on the screen right now.